Are you planning on launching an indie game? Indie game launches are stressful, we know. As a dev, there are a ton of things you have to worry about as you near launch day. To help you narrow things down and envision a clear path towards launching your game, we are starting a new series about indie game launches. We're working with a number of different indie game developers and publishers who have been generous to share what they've learned about their launches. For our first episode, we have learnings from the team behind Dark Deity, a brand new Fire Emblem-inspired tactical RPG title released in 2021. The game made quite a buzz during its launch, debuting as one of the top-selling titles on Steam. And in this video, the devs will share how they've achieved that success. We are Ask Game Dev, and these are 7 indie game launch learnings from the Dark Deity team. Welcome back. We make videos on how to elevate your game development and inspire others. If after watching this video you want to continue the game dev conversation, check out the video description for a link to our Discord server. We're now making fresh Ask Game Dev content on all of the major social networks, so be sure to check us out there too. Before we get into the tips, let's get to know Dark Deity's story and learn why their launch was an experience worth talking about. Dark Deity is a turn-based tactical RPG inspired by the Fire Emblem series. It focuses on the progression of over 30 characters, all with varied backgrounds, personalities, motivations, and dialogues. Players can choose from a wide variety of 54 classes for their characters and build their skills while traversing 28 story-rich chapters filled with strategically challenging combat. Dark Deity is the first game ever launched by Sword and Axe, a group of young friends based in California. The core team consists of 5 members, a lead developer, business manager, composer, artist, and narrative designer, and additional freelancers for art. The idea for the game was conceived by team members Chip Moore and Dylan Takayama while they were in college. Tired of playing games and not finding exactly what they wanted, they built a first draft of a Fire Emblem-inspired game using GameMaker Studio 2. In August 2020, Dark Deity launched a Kickstarter with a goal of $12,000. Their goal was met in 7 hours, which pushed them to release 3 stretch goals. Before 24 hours, their stretch goals were also met. So they started to add stretch goals by community polls until they reached a total funding of $74,383 by September 2020. The development of Dark Deity took about 2.5 years due to the team having to tend to their university life during most of this time. The game was released during E3 2021, and in a matter of hours it reached number 1 among Steam's top sellers. In its first month, Dark Deity has managed to get an 83 Metacritic score and a very positive status on Steam with 80% positive user reviews. In a recent review, PC Games N said,
"We could go on and on about all the things we liked so much about Dark Deity."
Dark Deity was published by Freedom Games. For this Ask Game Dev episode, we had the pleasure to receive 7 awesome tips from not only the devs, but also Benjamin Tarsa, Director of Publishing at Freedom Games. So without further ado, here's tip number 1. Make wish lists your number 1 priority. According to Benjamin, every game dev knows how powerful the Steam algorithm is, and one of the most important metrics is your wishlist count, especially for launch. This dictates a number of different visibility slots as well as how many people will get a dedicated email from Steam about your launch. In the end, almost everything we did to prepare for launch was in service of this metric. While for a player, the wishlist is just a convenient tool to keep tabs on interesting games, for a developer, it is perhaps one of the most important factors for influencing visibility on Steam. Wishlist numbers are a huge factor in determining a game's earned visibility during its whole life cycle on Steam. The amount of times a developer's game is wishlisted will influence its position on charts, like main pages, the new and trending, top sellers, popular upcoming, and specials charts, and various recommendation spots. Growing your wishlist numbers prior to launch is also extremely important because the amount of wishlists you have before launch will end up being a decent chunk of your early sales. According to the team, conversion rates can vary so much from game to game, but the average seems to be 15%, give or take. For further reading on wishlists, there's a fantastic article on GameIndustry.biz, a game developer's guide to Steam wishlists. That includes many points confirming the notes above and also provides additional tips. In it, Mike Rose of No More Robots states,
"The more wishlist you have, the more Steam is showing your game in different places."
And Corey Warning from Rose City Games says, "Anywhere from 10,000 to 50,000 wishlists before launch is the magic number to ensure heavy front page visibility during your release." Number 2. Don't underestimate the power of the popular upcoming section. According to Benjamin, appearing in the popular upcoming section on the main page of the Steam store can provide a great boost in the days leading up to launch. To get there, you need to have accrued a certain amount of wish lists already. 5,000 seems to be a good guideline. And here's a bonus secret. How long you appear will be related to what other titles are also releasing around you. In our case, while E3 is a very busy time in the industry, there were fewer titles releasing and we were able to maximize our time on the list. Tip number 3. Keep tabs on your competition and choose a good launch window. In the popular upcoming tab, you'll find other games that have been doing their homework, amassing wishlists, and preparing for launch. Benjamin told us, in general, you always want to be checking in on any similar titles and following along with their announcements. Releasing the same week as a similar game can negatively affect both titles, or in a worst-case scenario, totally drown out your launch. Even games that are totally different from yours are good to take note of because you will be competing for visibility if you launch at the same time. On Gathering Intel, the team says keeping tabs on the top wishlisted games both globally and for your genre via the Steam store is a good start. GamingAnalytics.info is a useful tool as well, looking both at the top wishlisted games as well as unreleased titles sorted by release date. Once you've ID'd some potential competitors that might be on a similar timeline, just check in on them periodically or as you're making decisions about your launch window. Now, let's get to tip number 4. Review and update your capsule art. When releasing on Steam, you have to provide a number of graphical assets for the store, including the capsules. There are 4 in total: the header capsule, small capsule, main capsule, and hero capsule. These graphical assets constitute the face of your game to customers. According to Benjamin, your Steam capsules are generally going to be the first thing most people get exposed to on the platform. Make sure they are up to date and attention-grabbing, while also telling the viewer something about your game. The team adds, obviously, the number one consideration for small capsule is having the game name/logo be very visible and readable at all sizes. It's important to test your small capsule at all of the sizes, because Steam automatically resizes it down, and what looks great at 231 by 87 can be not so great at 120 by 45, which is the size that is displayed in Steam Store search suggestions. And talking specifically about their title, for Dark Deity, the characters are the big focus of the game, so we wanted to include 1 or 2 in a way that was clear without being distracting. We also explored different backgrounds, either from key art or more simple ones. In general, we think capsules with character art or similar look the best, although there are certainly successful games with logo-only capsules out there. Don't be afraid to whip up a bunch of iterations to consider. Aside from capsules, you'll want to make sure you've covered for community assets, library assets, and event assets. You can check out Steam's documentation for more info on each. We'll leave a link in the description. Tip number 5. Get on TikTok. Yes, TikTok is proving to be an excellent platform not only for cats and dogs, but for indie devs too. Benjamin says a lot of developers and publishers seem hesitant to dip their toes into the pool because TikTok can feel very foreign to anyone over the age of 16. I think, however, it's wildly popular, and Dark Deity was able to amass more than 35,000 followers and over 500,000 likes through a mix of different content types. Don't forget to use the right hashtags. You can find Dark Deity's TikTok posts at tiktok.com/@swordandaxe. Chip Moore, lead designer of the game, also took the lead on TikTok through very sincere conversations with fans and other devs, homemade hype about their successes while developing and launching the game, posts with meme music, and of course videos of him dancing with his cat.
So let me get this straight. I post 2 videos about my game going to literal E3, and TikTok's like, yeah, but 13 days ago you actually danced on camera, so we're going to just keep showing that instead. Is that cool?
In fact, Chip says their TikTok started out mostly as a devlog, but due to user trends and how the platform works, they gradually turned it into a game dev meme account and started to amass a lot of followers. Some great hashtags to jumpstart your TikTok game dev experience are game dev and indie dev to get in touch with all the developers out there. Also try indie game and gaming to connect with countless gamers that may be interested in wishlisting your game and joining your community early on. Tip number 6. Grow your Discord community. Discord communities are very different from the communities built around other social media platforms. People that join a Discord community tend to become deeply invested in that project, and in the best instances can impact a game's development positively. The devs of Dark Deity say that growing their Discord has been one of the most enjoyable and rewarding parts of working on their game. We get a group of people who really support us, and in turn, the community gets an outlet to make sure their voices are heard and to see a side of game dev that many are curious about, but don't get many chances to peel back the curtain on. In many ways, I think we grow the Dark Deity Discord by making it a community that is about a lot more than just our game. People talk about a huge range of stuff all the time, and we've always been keen to talk. I think we've gotten super lucky to have such a wonderful and interesting community that supports that sort of growth. And finally, tip number 7. Solicit honest reviews as soon as possible. As his last tip, Benjamin noted, for Dark Deity, from the Kickstarter onwards, we were cultivating a good-sized community on Discord. At launch, we leveraged them by asking them to please leave their honest reviews on Steam as soon as possible. Following launch, hitting certain review milestones like 25 and 50 reviews can result in visibility bumps, and the sooner you can reach them, the better. However, it is important to never solicit only positive reviews or engage in behavior Steam would view as gaming the system. Trust that you've released an awesome game and let your community do the rest. So what effect do reviews actually have on your game's visibility? Here's a real-life example. The developers of an upcoming game, Rise of Humanity, released a free prologue not only to tease the full game, but to also test the Steam algorithm. They found that the moment they got 10 reviews, their game went from 20,000 daily impressions to 500,000 daily impressions in a matter of 3 days. Thanks again to Freedom Games and Sword and Axe for providing us with their knowledge and experience. You can check out freedom.gg to see more games published by Freedom Games. You can learn more about Dark Deity on their website, darkdeitygame.com, and you can check out Dark Deity right now on Steam. We'll leave links in the description of this video. Thanks for watching. For more Ask Game Dev, check out this video about Steam tags or this list about video game marketing.